Wow. River has been on a huge run. I think it's gone up pretty much a 20x from the bottom the other week or the other day, whenever it was. When was it? Since December, so a few weeks ago. Since then, it's done basically a 20x almost, which is pretty good for these current market conditions, right? Especially considering this is a large cap. This isn't a small cap. It's currently at 1.6 billion. So obviously it's doing pretty well because the rest of the things in the market generally are not doing this, right? A lot of the things in the market are bleeding down or they're just doing nothing. So what's going on for this one then? River receives $8 million from Justin Sun, who is the CEO or founder of HTX and Tron, the Tron chain network. So they've received an investment from him, and they've got a partnership with Sui as well. So that's pretty bullish, so I see why it's running so high. And what exactly is River? River is building the first chain abstraction stablecoin system that connects assets, liquidity, and yield across ecosystems. Okay, so pretty cool, but I don't really care that much about that. Seems pretty bullish. The chart's going up. There's obviously buy pressure. It's getting involvement with Sui and Justin Sun. That's all I need to know. I'm not a long-term investor with this stuff. If I see bullish things going on and the chart's going up, I'm interested, right? I'm not really too interested in long-term investing into a lot of these altcoins now, because I'm starting to realise that most of these altcoins are just shit and they just bleed forever and they don't really go anywhere, right? You're better off just buying Bitcoin or maybe just a select few altcoins that you think are going to do well long term. Like if you believe in Solana, it's going to continue to do well, maybe buy that. You know, some of the top altcoins. Sui is another good one, I think, that could continue to be successful and maybe be the next Solana, one of the next big coins at the top, right? One of the majors. I think it can become one of the major coins. And maybe there's others, right? Obviously it depends on your opinions and everything and what you believe can do well. But yeah, most of these coins aren't good long-term investments, right? Most of them are just they just bleed, right? They just don't go anywhere because there's so many altcoins in the market. But for a short-term trade or a medium-term, mid-term trade, this is good, right? Now it's quite high right now at 1.6 billion, so I'm not sure if I would touch this really, but you can still kind of trade it because it's not on some of the big exchanges yet. So crypto.com, Binance and Coinbase still have not listed this. So if they list it, then it could still run higher, okay? And what seems to happen in the market at the moment is like once one thing's running, just everybody just flocks to that one thing and it just keeps going up forever. Well, not forever, eventually it's going to have a sell-off, but that's pretty much how it seems to be going at the moment. Just like one thing starts running and then just everybody in the market just focuses on that one thing until it's exhausted, and then they move on to the next thing. So obviously right now it's River, right? And in the meme coin world, we've got this one as well, Penguin. So this one's been a big runner. It got tweeted by the White House, by Donald Trump or whatever, and it went viral on TikTok and all this good stuff. So this one's ran up to 170 million. Before that we had White Whale, which ran up to 200 million. So yeah, you always get these big runners, right? And obviously in the altcoin scene, it's been this one. And I was speaking about this in my Discord. So I posted this in my Discord chat when it was $19, and I said this is looking like it could be ready for a push higher. What do you know, it had a push higher. I missed it because I was too busy, so I wasn't able to get an entry. At this point it was $34, and then obviously now it went all the way up to $85 or more dollars, okay? And maybe it's going to go higher again, like I said, with the if it gets the big exchange listings, like the big three, or the big two especially, Binance and Coinbase, and then you've got Robinhood as well, I guess, and crypto.com, then you know it could still potentially go higher, it could still continue to run. But it's kind of dangerous getting in at the top, right? But if you're trading with a stop loss, then it's not so bad, because obviously your risk is defined. I wouldn't want to buy a spot bag at the top. That's dangerous because it can just go down too much, right? But if you've got a stop loss set, then you know you just get out if it goes down to a certain price, and it just gets you out. So yeah, I wouldn't buy a spot bag of this now, it's too high, but it could still potentially be traded. So yeah, man, I spoke about this in my group at less than $20. It's done almost a 5x since then. If you want to join my group, by the way, it's currently only $1 a month. So if you join now whilst it's early access, you'll be in at $1 a month, and you'll be locked in at $1 a month for as long as you want. And then obviously sooner or later I'm going to put the price up. I can't just keep it at $1 a month forever. Maybe I'll let a few more people in at $1 a month, but obviously as the market gets better, and more people are interested in crypto, it's going to get busier. Obviously, the price is going to be up, right? I'm not going to keep it $1 a month when the market's flooded with people. So for now, whilst the market's kind of boring, you can get in now, early access for $1 a month. So yeah, if you want to join, then I'll put the link for this in the description. So yeah, I wonder how high this is going to go. Maybe this is the top here, right? It's going to hit $100 soon, so that could be a potential top. Let me know how high you think this is going to go down in the comments. And yeah, so there's Penguin coin as well, right? Had a lot of hype. There was obviously White Whale before this that went on a run. So this went on a huge run to 200 million market cap, which is a similar level to Penguin. And obviously this had a huge dump, right? But this had, the top holders were holding a huge portion of the supply in White Whale, whereas in the Penguin coin, it's not so bad, at least on the surface. But yeah, it's kind of dangerous to buy now because it's obviously had a big run already. People are going to sell and take profits. But also, who knows? You never know. It could be the next $1 billion runner. So, you never know. But I wouldn't risk getting in here because it's too risky. But Penguin is actually also available to trade on futures, right? So you could trade with a stop loss. You can actually trade with a stop loss on spot as well. On the exchange, obviously, you can just set your sell order just on your spot bag. You can do that. But yeah, this Penguin thing is available on Asta exchange, I noticed. Asta Dex. So I was kind of thinking about whether I should short it. But maybe that's not the best idea, right? I don't really like to trade leverage on meme coins. I mean, you could do like, I was thinking about doing a 1x short. Like if you can catch the top and you don't use any leverage, but you just use 1x, so it's just your money, then obviously you're not going to get liquidated so easily. But the thing is with these meme coins, sometimes they move so much and they have such big wicks sometimes. Even if your liquidation point's so far away, you can still get liquidated. So yeah, it's risky. Meme coins are risky. And also I just wasn't sure if it was worth the risk for shorting, because obviously with shorts you can only make up to 100%. Right, if you do a 1x short and it goes completely to zero, then you double your money, right? That's the maximum you can get. Whereas with a long, you know, it's unlimited. It can just keep going as high as it wants, so you can make double your money, triple your money, quadruple your money and all this stuff. So going long is a lot better. So yeah, probably not worth the risk. But anyway, yeah, let me know in the comments as well if you think this one's going to crash or not, or if it's going to go higher, because yeah, this one's been nuts. I'm waiting for the next one of these. I'm going to find the next Penguin, the next big meme coin runner. They're hard to catch, but man, boy do I want to catch one. I suppose I did catch Yi, but it still hasn't finished running yet. You know, I caught this run here, the 20x run from the bottom to the top. Obviously it's having a big dip now, which is kind of to be expected, really. You know, people sitting up here, it wasn't pumping higher yet. There wasn't catalyst coming in now, so people get bored, they take profits, and then people start panicking, and then people start selling more, right? That's just what happens in meme coins. It always happens. Every time this happens, right, you always get these huge corrections in meme coins, and then eventually it'll consolidate, it'll find a floor, and then usually that's the time to buy it, right, before the next run. If there's going to be a next run, which in Yi's case I think there will be. I've explained this in my video previously, but basically this runs because it's got all of the T3 exchanges, it's got all of the less reputable exchanges for this pump. Now it's having a correction, and I believe on the next run up it's going to get the big exchanges, hopefully in time for the bull market, right, when Bitcoin and Ethereum start breaking out higher. Hopefully it happens during that time, because obviously there'll be a lot more money in the market to push Yi higher. But yeah, we'll see. I'm planning to accumulate some more Yi. I spoke about that in my last video, so I'm not going to speak too much about it. But again, if you want to check out my group, I'll leave the link in the description. But before you check that out, please drop a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.